It's the Modern Hip Hop Channel at 95.3. Welcome to the main event, Mr. Peter Parker, 3 to 7 weekdays. I got a lot of famous friends. I got a lot of friends that are about to be super famous.
Nice.
I got a guy in here right now, Marc Bassy. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Thanks for having me. It's good to be in Minnesota again.
Yeah, you guys rage out pretty hard when you come here.
Yeah, we do. It's scary. I was just saying we barely make it out alive every time, but
Yeah.
this time it might be a little more settled trip. We're on the morning hype now. This is a promotional radio, get up early,
Right.
talk about music, not necessarily play music into the night and start singing.
Yeah, going crazy. I get it. You've been in the game for a minute behind the scenes, writing for people. You've been on tour with G-Eazy. I saw you on tour with G-Eazy. That's when I first met you. I was really, really impressed at your voice, your presentation. I was like, when guy called me about you, and all right, cool. And then I saw it, and I was like, I hit him back, Davey D, and I was like, yo, this guy's incredible. I really see the potential in what you're doing and where you're going. Talk about some of this ghostwriting. You've been in the studio with some pretty big names.
Yeah, I basically really what happened was I had been sort of in bands and been kind of trying to like just make it as a band since right after high school, really. And a few years into that, I had a record deal. It all kind of imploded, and that coincided with like me breaking up with my girl, moving out of my house. I was just kind of like in a quarter life crisis, damn near. Like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And my homie Nick Nack, who produced like Loyal and AO, a bunch of big records, he was like, bro, you should just bring your mattress, throw it in the corner of my house, and just live here. And just our studio was there too at the house, and just write whatever comes through. So I was like, okay, threw the mattress in there. And literally like the first artist that kind of came through while I was there was Sean Kingston, and we did a few records on his album. That, like one of them had Chris Brown and Wiz Khalifa on it. That was that Beat It record. That kind of went.
Dope.
And then then this girl Pia Mia came through, and you know I wrote for her. So basically I wrote like every day. Probably wrote like damn near a few hundred songs maybe for like a year and a half. I just wrote every day, just put my head down, and I really sacrificed a lot. I didn't have a choice, but but really it helped out, like, because I had just a realization that like if you want to make music for people, you have to be able to channel something that's honest in yourself, but you need to be able to like present it in a way that connects, you know? And whereas before that I kind of had a chip on my shoulder, like I want to be different and everything has to be how I want it. And then from really writing for people, I started to appreciate just the art of songwriting, telling a story in a way that in 3 minutes and 45 seconds someone could connect to, and it could change their life, you know, just as much as it's changing your life to express it.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole journey for me has been about. And while I was on that path writing for other people, A&Rs would come through, whatever, and start to hear my demos, which would always be me singing, and they would always be like, who's the singer on the demo? Yeah. I'd be like, that's me. You know, I was playing the sideline completely.
Yeah.
And after a while of that, I was like, man, I should just drop some shit on SoundCloud, see what happens, you know?
Right.
And so I did that and really got back to the Bay Area a lot. I live in LA, but I started going back home. I'm from the Bay, started going home more. Linked up with this girl, Kehlani, did some songs with her that kind of popped off. G-Eazy, obviously, like, has been a huge thing for my career. So it was really just like a combination of just taking a chance again, putting my music out there, and then sort of linking back up with the home team, home base, and now here we are.
Most definitely. You got this new single right now, You and Me. G-Eazy's on it. I saw you guys at the Target Center a couple of months ago. Sold out capacity. Amazing vibes, man. Yeah. Almost like a surreal moment. Yeah. And to see you guys out there on that stage is pretty dope. Now, we got this single, You and Me, featuring G-Eazy. That's the lead off of a new project?
That's the lead off of Groovy People, which comes out in September. I think You and Me, we just kind of, it's like a breakup song, I guess it's like a sad song lyrically. Not really sad, but you know, it's about what it's about. But
it's deep.
It's deep. Yeah, it has some layers to it for sure. I try to really have every song tell a story, a personal story, and the way you frame that story, that's like what I'm talking about, and that's how it connects. And so we kind of chose to frame it in a way that was like a summer up tempo. It's almost like a reggae vibe that we put on it.
Definitely.
So you know, that's the fun of making songs to me.
Most definitely, man. I was talking to somebody about you last week, and I was like, man, this kid's like kind of Justin Timberlake meets The Weeknd, and I was like kind of trying to find a way to describe you to somebody.
Yeah.
And when thinking about that, who inspired you? Like, who was kind of your influences to do this, man?
I mean, when I heard Frank Ocean come out,
Yeah, dude.
when Nostalgia Ultra came out, I was
Amazing, dog.
I was like, I gotta stop compromising. Like, this is I was in a band at that point, and I was just like, I need to do, because he made the album that, like, I at that time in my life, like, some of those words, some of those phrases in his songs, just that whole thing was in me. Like, I connected to it so much, like, and I was so happy that someone did that, and that was very, very inspiring, just because I feel like he just carved out this whole new thing, you know?
Man.
And then, but recently, you know, I try to take in, like, a healthy dose of old school, like, soul music and hip hop music. Like, I still listen to Illmatic every week.
Yes, dog.
Because, you know, that's like the greatest storytelling there is, pretty much. But then I listen to a lot of classic soul music, R&B music. I'm real heavy on the, like, neo soul, like Bilal and D'Angelo and the Roots. And then obviously, like, I'm from the Bay, so Bay Area rap music is always in me too. And I'm stoked on music right now, though. This new James Blake shit is crazy.
Everybody's talking about that.
It's
man.
really, it's crazy. It's just there's a lot of talent out there, and I think, you know, when I was like a little kid listening to music, it kind of was passed over. You know, like, you didn't really know about anyone like James Blake when you were, you know, when I was like a little kid. So it's cool that stuff's out there, and you know, there's a huge place for it. I also really like. I'm a huge Kendrick fan. I love Kendrick. Let's see, who else? I like this kid Jack Garrett from the UK, who's really dope.
I never heard his music. I heard the name though.
He's crazy. He's kind of like James Blake, like, he plays all the instruments himself. But I'm constantly listening to music, and I think you know, I'm trying to find what really inspires me on a daily basis, and there's a lot out there. So
Most
shout
definitely.
out Spotify.
Yeah, no, it's cool because, like, you know, you're thinking, like, when you said when you were a kid listening to music, you kind of only had what people were presenting to us.
Yeah.
What was on the radio, what the record companies were presenting, what was kind of in the source or whatever. Now there's so many amazing artists, and a person like you can just put stuff out on SoundCloud and start to cultivate this fan base and then help grow organically. Like you said, a guy like James Blake probably wouldn't get the look 20 years ago, 15 years ago, but now it's like organically happening, and we can share it. You're the third person this week that's talked to me about it
Well,
in
he
last 2 days.
Yeah, his album just came out too. But no,
really
you're
dope.
absolutely right. That's kind of what makes it exciting for me, because I wouldn't have even got back into being an artist. I was hesitant. I was thinking, like, at certain times I was getting excited about, like, okay, you're a writer now, just write, you know. And there's that's a whole lane, and that's a whole lifestyle that you can really go down, you know, and it's fun. I really do enjoy writing, not just for myself, but for other people. But then when I started to see, like, I have this energy, I want to get out, I want to sing myself, you know, I want to do my thing, and just to really be able to do it and grow it, you know, on the internet. Whose album is that? Childish Gambino? Because the internet?
Yeah, 100%.
It's real, you know.
And that's a dope project too.
It's all about that.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Good luck to you, man. We really like the record. The You and Me is super dope. I'm excited about you as an artist. I think your potential is unlimited. Like, I'm sitting with you now on some really humble, kind of low key. I feel like this time next year is gonna be going crazy for you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which
definitely.
is really cool. I've seen it a couple of times, and I just got good vibes, man. I really think things are gonna take off for you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
That's
that.
love, B. That's genuine. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because, like,
appreciate
at first I was like, "What is this about?" And then I saw him, like, "Oh man, that's the guy, man."
Thank
Like,
you.
I got to get behind this because I want to see people like you win. Guys that are artists who are really about their craft and the thoughtfulness. You know, I've had groups come by recently. How's everything going? Cool, man. It's cool. Here's my song. It's like nobody really cares. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can tell you really care about your craft and about music in general.
Yeah, I do.
Most
I appreciate
definitely,
it, man. Definitely.
Good luck to you, man. Let's get into the record though. It's called You and Me. The homie G-Eazy's on it.
Yes, sir.
Tall guy, taller than I thought.
Yeah, he's tall.
I'm
You
pretty
gotta
tall.
be tall to be a rapper nowadays, man.
I feel that. And I feel like, especially a white rapper, if you're a big guy, people may not mess with you as much. He's like this big, tall white rapper. You're like, dude, the kid is like 6'5", man.
I can't believe how tall cats are. It's weird. I'm
I hung out with Wu-Tang one time. Everybody's like 6'4". RZA, Method Man, Ghostface, Capadonna, they're all like 6'4".
Really?
Yeah, yo, it's mad intimidating.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Yo, new music from Marc E. Bassy. We call it You and Me. Let's get into it right now. Shout to G-Eazy, man.